The number of hate groups has been increasing pretty rapidly and frighteningly really since 2000. And a lot of the ferment and activity, the protests, the rallies and whatnot are circulated around the alt-right groups right now. In particular, groups that attach themselves directly to Donald Trump's campaign.
So today we got 3 massive wins for America. The first one is so obvious and so amazing. They arrested the chief financial officer for the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Case against the former chief financial officer of the Southern Poverty Law Center.
So yes, today my understanding is today there was an arrest made, and there is a new indictment that includes the former CFO of SPLC. I don't have any comments about whether we've said from the beginning, everybody, not just me, but anybody who's talked about this case, like virtually every criminal case, the fact that an indictment is returned doesn't end the investigation.
Now, what this does, number one, the indictments, the investigation, the grand jury is still convened. This is just the first arrest from the indictments that were recommended. And I firmly believe that this is going to lead to many more. The Southern Poverty Law Center has been funding hate groups, tax-free money. That's huge. They've been funding taxpayer-funded money into hate groups like the people that wear the white hats, like Black Lives Matter, like some of these other groups that have just been useful idiots for the Southern Poverty Law Center. They've been playing both sides of the aisle. They have been playing the people with white hoods. They've been playing BLM. They've been playing them off of each other just to cause chaos and disruption here in the United States. And by taking down this chief financial officer, Heidi something or another, I've got a clip in here where she accuses the president of being a white supremacist. And Lord have mercy, how the times have changed. Everything they accuse you of, they have been doing. Now, another big story coming out is Robert F. Kennedy Jr. has just exposed all of the corruption that's happening in and around HHS.
And it was an invitation for the fraudsters to come in and steal everything because they didn't have patience. They were just billing us $6,000 a month for phony accounts.
And this guy, Becerra, that just ran for governor in California, his office, using hospices, daycares, nursing homes, and all of these health facilities, have basically fraudulently stolen about $2 trillion a year from the American people. Where are all the people screaming about the national debt, the deficit, when $2 trillion's going into somebody's pockets in California? Now, I know everybody immediately is going to say, well, there's no arrests. I think the game has changed. This Attorney General, Todd Blanche, has just been confirmed, and he's basically just kicked the door off of the establishment in his first week. And I don't know how long this guy can keep this up, but this is a record pace for arrests for fraud. And I love everything about it. I want more of this. This is exactly what I voted for. This is what you voted for. A secure border. We want to get rid of the illegal aliens, mass deportations, and we want to clean up Washington, D.C. That's exactly what I want. That's exactly what I think is happening right now.
The National Guards have been deployed to D.C. for more than a year now. What do you make of their presence a year in?
I love them. I love them. Our kids deserve to grow up safe with a different environment.
I love them here. Keep them here. It's cleaning D.C. up. Keep them moving all around D.C. Clean them up. Clean them up. I love them.
I tell them thank you every time I walk past them. All the crime statistics say they're down, in no small part because of that.
That's a deterrent. So we haven't had any really serious issues, especially with the teenagers lately.
Speaking of Washington, D.C., the National Guard is now going to be in D.C. the entire term of this president. And the residents there are happy. They're able to go to the grocery store without getting mugged. Uber drivers aren't getting carjacked. I think this is phenomenal. The state, the capital of the United States should be safe. It should be a secure facility, a secure city for anyone to go and enjoy it. And look back at all the history that's being made there. And with this president, there's more history that's being made. And I think that could very well lead to other things with regards to growth here in the country. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, this doesn't mean anything, but it does. This means a hell of a lot to our nation. When our capital was crime-ridden, our capital had higher crime than damn Chicago. That should scare the hell out of all of you. And you should want safe cities, no matter where you live. Now, the other big thing that came out in the news today, seems like this Wednesday news cycle is nothing but chaos, but it's good chaos, is Tyler Robinson's defense team, the guy that
the apparent defense strategy here isn't to prove that Tyler Robinson didn't kill Charlie Kirk, but that he didn't intend to kill anyone else. Robinson was charged with aggravated first-degree murder because prosecutors say he fired a high-powered rifle from a good distance away into a crowded Turning Point USA event where others, including children, could have been killed. And at a preliminary hearing last month, they presented overwhelming video, DNA, and ballistics evidence to convince the judge to proceed to trial. But
allegedly killed Charlie Kirk, his defense team submitted some paperwork trying to take capital punishment off of the board. They didn't release a document saying he was innocent or the evidence was wrong or that the video footage of him was wrong. They didn't release any statements like that. They're more worried about the outcome, the capital punishment. That in itself, to me, tells me, and I'm no lawyer, but I know everyone on YouTube is a lawyer, Candace, and all these other clowns, they're all lawyers, Green Beret lawyers, you know who I'm talking about. It tells me that Tyler Robinson has had a real hell of a discussion with his lawyer, probably with his family, and is like, well, you know, life in prison isn't as bad as, you know, riding old Sparky. That's what I think we're getting to in this. And Friday, Candace Owens is going to do what I call a debate. I don't think it's going to be a debate. I think she gets up and walks out if it even happens. With Andrew Wilson, the I don't know what you call it, MMA style debate guy. But I'm really interested to see how this pans out, how this plays out. Because there's a lot of people, I think for about the last year, have been getting daily doses of Candace information. And they've been so discombobulated by that they haven't been able to see what's happening in our own country. It seems to me like a distraction technique, a psyop distraction that was very, very well planned, very well coordinated, very well rehearsed, and someone else is pulling the strings. Because the way I see Candace Owens speaking and some of the grammar that she uses, there's no way in hell I think that she is this mastermind that has put this all together. No, there's a bigger reason here. There's a bigger cabal that is nothing more than to divide us in our beliefs. That's what I think. I might be wrong. I might be out to lunch. Call me what you will. But I was right about Mike Lindell. I knew whenever he came out and said the amnesty word, that the American people wouldn't put up with it. And I think the American people have reached a boiling point of putting up with other crap too around the country. And that goes from Candace Owens all the way down to the Department of Justice. We're fed up. We want answers. We want arrest. We want justice. We want this infection inside of DC to be purged. We want this pus out of the system. That's the only way the system gets healthy, is you have to get rid of the infection. You have to get rid of the parasites. And the president last night saying that he very well could declare a national emergency for the upcoming election. That's big, man. That is big. If we get secure elections, which party does it hurt the most? You know exactly who it is. I don't even have to say it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Guys, the fraud is being exposed. The corruption, it's being sterilized. It needs to get some sunlight, and that's exactly what's happening. And I hope some of these people like Tyler Robinson never get any sunlight again.